How we doing today, class? My name is Caleb Cunningham, and this presentation is going to be about vaping and whether or not it's a national epidemic or something that actually has merit to help people quit smoking tobacco products. This is for Professor Ingalls. Again, my name is Caleb Cunningham. The general purpose of this paper is to inform you so that you can make a better decision on how you feel about the subject and actually have some good facts to go on. Specific purpose is to inform the reader and give you, like I said, a better reason how to feel about the topic without not really having anything to go on. I'll give you some facts throughout this presentation and speech so that you have a better idea of what's going on. The thesis statement that I'm going to be trying to stick to is the long-term effects of vaping aren't really known, but we're still trying to figure out what is causing it, why so many young people are doing it, and how to stop the younger people from doing it and keeping it in the hands of people that actually need it, which are the people that are trying to get off of tobacco products. And that is that. There is no doubt that vaping is growing at a very exponential rate. Comparatively to the last, 10 years ago, it was almost unheard of. You never seen anybody vaping or using smokeless tobacco products nearly as much as you do today. That is because, in big part, there wasn't really a lot of companies manufacturing this stuff. In 2017, however, a company came out of nowhere, and their name was Juul. And Juul had a huge marketing campaign, which got their name out all over social media, all over YouTube. I'm sure you remember seeing it, like any Instagram, YouTubers, people like that. You were seeing them very, very frequently posting stuff about either using the Juul or promoting it in ways that were kind of unethical to a lot of people. After that, however, a lot of younger people started juuling, and they started Juul got into a lot of trouble ultimately because they said that they were trying to get into the younger demographic, but a lot of the younger demographic that they were giving their model to were people that were underage and not legally allowed to buy the product. Something that's crazy is that from a Gallup poll stated that 8% of the population has used an e-cigarette in the last week, and that poll is actually from last year, so that's even a little bit farther back. It's probably even higher now than it was then. It's taken off at an alarming rate. We're yet to still determine what the long-term effects of juuling are, but we do know that it is something that potentially does have good cause at the same time as bad cause, whereas we know what smoking cigarettes does. It causes long-term effects, causes COPD, a lot of lung problems, cancer. With vaping, we're not sure what the long-term effects are. I'm sure they're not all good. Obviously, as anything that you do every day is probably, you can tell it has negative effects, but we don't know what they are yet. If you were to look back 5 years, as I said, you wouldn't really see a lot of people using these vaping products, but it's now a huge thing. I don't really think it's going anywhere. The government's starting to step in and use, its power to try and slow down the youth adapting and using it all the time. But I mean, just since August of 2017, there's been a 75% increase in the use of the product from August 2017 to October 2018. And again, that's due to the Truth Initiative. It's from the Truth Initiative in 2019. And like I said, the biggest part is because of the marketing campaign that Juul put on and allowed and got in front of so many people, so people seen it. According to the Truth Initiative as well, over the 15 months they ran a survey, there was a 5-fold increase in teens trying to juul. And again, it was all because of the marketing campaign. That was where they and I don't know if it was intended for that purpose, but that's ultimately what happened, was because they were marketing it in a cool way and making it seem like there were no negative effects from the product. Even though, using the research that I've done, a certain amount of responsibility I feel like falls onto the parents and the people that are actually doing the action. I mean, you can't really blame a kid for being a kid and doing things, but at the same time, a parent has to have a certain level of accountability for their child. So I definitely think that should be taken into account. And so I mean, there's a lot of things that we could talk about going on this. I mean, I only have to do a 3 to 4 minute speech, and I'm almost at 5 minutes already. So thank you guys so much for listening. If you have any more questions, contact me, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks.